Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Eno River Unitarian Universalist Fellowship. We're located here in Durham, North Carolina, on the ancestral lands of the Eno, Shakori, Saponi, Sissipaha, and the Lumbee people whose ancestors live still in this area among us today. I'm Reverend Deborah Cayer. Whoever you are, wherever you are on your spiritual journey, whatever your race, your gender, whomever you love, whatever language you speak, all good, all welcome here. Welcome. So, especially welcome back to the sanctuary after so many times away. And online, welcome. If you would just please introduce yourself and say hello in the chat box. Everybody, great convivencia. Hello, hello. But especially if you're new, we'd love to give you a warm ERUUF welcome. And that's true in here too. Is there anyone here for the first or second time? You want to just rise in body or spirit? We would just love to give you a greeting. Welcome. Welcome. We have new babies in the chapel, and we have, welcome to all. Our visitor hosts would love to talk with you, share some information if you haven't caught up with them already. So everybody's invited to the Inquirers class. That's every Sunday morning at 9:30. We're both online and in person. That's a great way to find out more about this particular congregation and what we do here and why we do things the way we do here. The link for the class is always on the events section of our homepage, or it's on our website, or it's always in the weekly e-news on Friday. Everything is in e-news on Friday. Take a minute, read the headlines. There's so much good stuff in there. Please read e-news. Our campus is open once again right now. We're hoping it can stay open. We'll see. Thank you, Omicron. Our policies are based on CDC and North Carolina DHHS policies and recommendations for all ages. So outside, masks are welcome, but they're not required. That's also true indoors in small groups and classes. Masks are welcome, not required, unless somebody in the group really needs the group to wear masks in order for them to be there. Please be kind. We're trying to be inclusive of everyone's needs. So you can work that out in your small groups. In large groups, like in the sanctuary with so many of us here, we're keeping our masks on if you're attending, because that just helps keep the viral load down. We're learning all these new terms, right? We sound so scientific, viral load. Take it with a grain of salt. Listen to the experts. You can find all of our policies and our guidelines on our website. So we have had a special project here all year long, 2,500 hours of love. We've been engaged in learning about and practicing racial equity and inclusion. We had a goal of 2,500 hours of volunteer hours, but so far, 3,550 hours have been pledged. And it's coming to a conclusion. 3,054 hours have been completed. So we're about 500 hours away from wrapping this up. If you've been active, just please go to the website, document it. We want to know the story. We want to tell everybody the great story. If you came in late, I'm Deborah Cayer. I'm the lead minister here for about 8 more weeks. And that was my husband clapping quietly. It's a joyful time. We're all really excited about the next lead minister, Reverend Jacqueline Brett. Jacqueline has had a really tough time with the norovirus that she caught, and she's taken time to rest. I'm so proud of her. She's taken time to rest so that she can be really strong, and her ministry will be strong. So I'm here today taking the service, and she will be back as planned next month. This week, actually. So anyway, I'm leading the service. Reverend Stacy Grove is offering the prayer. Jocelyn Neal is our cantor this morning, and she's supported by Pam Dillavore. Kate Lewis is our musician, and you've seen on the cards before the service other participants this morning. So, on this beautiful day, this beautiful, blustery, cold spring day, let's just ground ourselves. Just take a breath, and as you exhale, just feel yourself settle into your body, your good body. However you feel, whatever's going on. And as you take another breath and exhale, just see if you can find a place to settle inside yourself, your center. And we'll continue our service from that centered place. We'll continue with the ringing of the bell and then the prelude. Our opening words this morning are by Molly Brewer, slightly adapted. She says, "My beloved people, I cannot pretend, and so I will not tell you that everything is okay right now, that there is no reason to be angry, or that you must be optimistic or at peace. I cannot pretend these things, and so I won't say them to you. But in this moment, I will remind you of the words of Rebecca Parker, UU minister and theologian, who said, 'There is a love. There is a love holding us. There is a love holding all.' And for just this moment, for this breath, and the next, and the next, let us gather together in the sacred goodness of that love. We light our flaming chalice every week. It's a symbol of our Unitarian Universalist. With this flame, our highest intentions are refreshed and renewed. With this flame, we remember who we are and whose we are. With this flame, may our faith be renewed and reignited for our journey. And let us sing. Now let us sing. Jocelyn and Pam will lead us.
Please rise in body or spirit if you are so moved.
Now let us sing, 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 sing. Now let us sing, 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 sing. Lift up your voice, be not afraid. Now let us sing to the power of the faith within. Now let us sing, 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 sing. Now let us sing, 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 sing. Lift up your voice, be not afraid. Now let us sing to the power of the hope within. Now let us sing, 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 sing. Now let us sing, 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 sing. Lift up your voice, be not afraid. Now let us sing to the power of the love within. Now let us sing, 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 sing. Now let us sing, 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 sing. Lift up your voice, be not afraid. Now let us sing to the power of the joy within.
Please take a moment to turn and greet your neighbors on this beautiful morning.
That might just be the best part of the morning right there. But another good part of the morning is coming right up. We have a story, because who doesn't love a story? We all love stories. This is a story called The Magical Yet. It's a short story, it's fun, but we chose it because there's something in there that I think speaks to religious liberals. It's not over yet. So here we are, The Magical Yet.
Chocolate cinnamon read aloud.
Hello, my little princes and princesses. It's Miss Sasha, and it's time for a new story. Today we're going to read The Magical Yet, words by Angela Diterlizzi, art by Lorena Alvarez. There are days when your dreams haven't come true, or you're upset by the things you can't do. If you've lost or failed or cried just a bit, and you're tired of waiting, ready to quit. Like that shiny bike you couldn't ride, and it didn't matter how hard you tried. You couldn't pedal and you couldn't steer, and you couldn't get that bike into gear. And then when you felt you were on the right track, you popped a wheelie and fell on your back. And now you won't ride, no way, not never. No riding for you, you'll walk. Forever. Don't give up now. There's a major game changer. A most amazing thought rearranger. Someone to show you how good you can get. Now introducing dun, da, 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 the magical yet. With this yet's magic, you can begin to see that you're going beyond where you've ever been. There are so many things that you've learned to do when you didn't know the yet was with you. Like when you babbled before you could talk, or how you crawled before you could walk. Yet's a dreamer, a schemer, a hoper, a trier, a maker, a doer, a gotta fly higher. This yet finds a way even when you don't, and yet knows you will when you think you won't. Like that shiny bike you think you can't ride. Hop right back on with the yet by your side. Yet doesn't mind warm-ups, fixes and flops, do-overs, redos, stumbles and stops. Yet knows there's mistakes, some big and some small, but with yet you're sure to get over them all. Play the kazoo or play the bassoon. Jam with the yet and you'll be in tune. Try skateboarding tricks like the ollie heel flip. This yet can get you to the championship. Tongue twisters twisted, your tongue in a knot. Yet says keep trying and practice a lot. Be patient, yet can't do it all overnight. Some things take days, months, or years to get right. But if you keep leaping, dreaming, wishing, waiting, learning, trying, missing, with your yet as your guide along the way, you'll do all the things you can't do today. Now you're bolder, braver, starting to see, with yet you can get where you want to be. You finally did it, yet knew you could. You're not just riding, you're getting quite good. But don't stop now, you've got so much to do. The good news is, this yet grows with you. So no matter how big or old you may get, you'll never outgrow, you'll never forget. You can always believe in the magic of yet. The end. That was awesome, Chocolate Cinnamon readers. I'll see you in the next story time.
Sundays ago, to do this. 3 Sundays ago, Michael and I stood here and announced our theme for this year's pledge drive, Embrace Boldly Our Vision. We were bold when we asked for an aspirational goal of $1 million. We were bold when we asked those of you who have not previously pledged to do so now. And we were bold when we asked those of you who have pledged to be generous and to increase your pledges by 15, 20% or more. We are bold because we are so excited, like all of you, that we have called Reverend Jacqueline Brett to be our new lead minister.
Yeah. Thanks to the very strong foundation that has been laid over the past years by Reverend Cayer and other ERUUF leaders, we are at the threshold of an exciting new era here at ERUUF. Reverend Brett has presented a bold new vision for what we can co-create in this next chapter of our beloved ERUUF.
This new vision includes a holistic and robust religious education program for children, youth, and adults.
It invites us into resilient, beloved community as we turn our sights outward to work in partnership with the people of Durham and the people of North Carolina.
It calls us to become a radically welcoming congregation in which any person who seeks out the affirming message of Unitarian Universalism can find a home.
In this new era, instead of despairing climate change, we are called to join those who embrace climate action, learning from those leaders and modeling for our neighbors in our day-to-day lives.
And we must address racism. which permeates all injustice in America, by taking our internal and external work of racial equity and inclusion to deeper levels of action.
In order to realize our vision, we must, of course, support and build our ERUUF staff team as they work to serve the mission and the strategic vision of this fellowship.
With your help, we can realize our vision, the future that we imagine. As you consider your pledge this year, and we do hope you're considering a pledge of at least something, as no amount is too small, remember that the budget we create from our collective pledges ultimately represents what we most value.
Our pledge drive this month is drawing to a close, and we are still short of our goal. We do want to thank those of you who have pledged, and we especially want to thank those of you, the over 50% of you, who have increased your pledges. We encourage those who have not pledged to do it now. You can pledge online. For those of you in the congregation, there are pledge cards in front of you. You can mail it in, you can use your computer and go online, but we ask you, just be bold and do it. ERUUF is a social platform for bringing good into the world. Invest in it.
And now we'd like for you to hear from some fellow ERUUFians who speak about their hopes and dreams for ERUUF.
One of the ways that we can carry the energy and enthusiasm that we all experienced and shared when we called Reverend Brett as our next senior minister is going to be channeling that energy into our programs, especially as we look beyond the pandemic and reopening and how we can build back better, maybe even thinking about what changes we might want to see and what opportunities we have, celebrate the diversity that we have and make ERUUF the place that we want it to be.
I hope that we will take the opportunity to really get a lot more people involved. And I think, Reverend Jacqueline's ascension to lead minister gives us that opportunity too, in new ways to get other people involved in ways they haven't been in the past.
We can be leaders. We can, on a statewide level, we can be leaders in terms of how we behave with each other, how we behave in the community, how we behave toward the community, by which I mean Durham and North Carolina.
With a new music director coming on board, and then Reverend Brett, being our lead minister, we really are poised for major growth and transformation, and maybe beyond anything we've ever dreamt of in terms of regional, statewide, and beyond leaders in liberal religion.
Because we have to grow, and so challenges are there just to help us grow. And if we don't reach out and accept those challenges, then we're going to become stagnant, just like a pond that doesn't flow. And we don't want to be a pond, we want to be a river. That's what we have at ERUUF. We have an opportunity to get out there, shine our light so the community can see us and see what we're trying to do to help others.
So if we really want to realize the vision that we're talking about here, and that I think people are so excited about, we need to increase our own personal donations, and my partner and I are taking a look at our budget. And, now that, again, that we're coming on the other side of the pandemic, we're feeling a little bit more secure in our finances. And so we feel like we're in a position to really make a good judgment about what we can invest in ERUUF moving forward. And it really is going to require a huge investment for all of us if we want to realize these visions, because the current level of support that we've got in place is not going to be enough. We need money and resources to make it happen.
One of the things that I so cherish about this congregation is its boldness. It's been there from the very beginning throughout more than 50 years of our history. The people of ERUUF have a bold vision, and this is a new chapter, and the boldness will get expressed in new ways, but I am so excited to see what happens. Can't wait. I'm going to take a little turn now. We're going to continue with our service, and this morning we have a song instead of a reading. And the song is by Reverend Meg Barnhouse. Meg is a UU singer-songwriter, and she's also a UU minister. She wrote this song. She was inspired by the writing of Julian of Norwich. Julian lived from 1343 to 1416 in the city of Norwich, England, and at the time it was the second largest city in England. It was a center of commerce and a center of trade, and it had a lot of abbeys. It was a center for religious life, really vibrant religious life. And it was a really difficult, really turbulent time. So during Julian's childhood, the city was devastated, absolutely devastated by the Black Death, the plague. And then there was the Peasants' Revolt in 1381, which turned into a bloody mess. That was when she was in her 40s, in middle age. And later, Norwich was the place where the Lollards were persecuted. The Lollards were an early movement that criticized the Catholic Church, and many people of the movement were burned at the stake in Norwich as heretics. Fun times. And yet, she was a mystic, and she had these visions, and she wrote about her mystical experience. Her writing is actually the earliest manuscript in English by a woman. Yeah. So her famous phrase from her manuscript is, "All will be well, and all will be well, all manner of things will be well." So in the middle of all of this chaos, death, destruction, disruption, political disruption, that was her experience, and that is what she wrote. And her words inspired the service for this morning. And so we continue with this song by Meg Barnhouse.
I said, Julian, you are holy. You are holding my hand, and Julian, you are holy, you are holding my hand. She said, all will be well, all will be well, all manner of things will be well. I said, Julian, do you not know about sorrow? And Julian, do you not know about pain? And I said, Julian, do you not know about hunger? And Julian, do you not know about shame? But she said, all will be well, all will be well, all manner of things will be well. I said, Julian, do you not know about loneliness? And Julian, do you Julian, do you not know about cruelty? I said, Julian, it's too much. It brought me to my knees. But she said, all will be well. All will be well. All manner of things will be well. And she said, no one does not know about sorrow, and no one does not know about pain. She said, no one does not know about hunger, and no one does not know about shame. And she said, all will be well, all will be well, all manner of things will be well. And she said, no one does not know about loneliness, and no one does not know about disease. And she said, no one does not know about cruelty. She said, I know it's too much. It brought me to my knees, where I heard, all will be well, all will be well, all manner of things will be well. I said, Julian, you are holy, you are holding my hand, and Julian, you are holy, you are holding my hand. She said, all will be well, all will be well, all manner of things will be well. And she said, baby girl, do you not know about tenderness? She said, baby girl, do you not know about friends? She said, baby girl, do you not know about the spirit? She said, baby girl, do you not know it's only love that never ends? And so all will be well, all will be well, all manner of things will be well. And so all will be well, all will be well, all manner of things will be well.
Will you join me for a moment of prayer and meditation this morning? This is Psalm 23 for this moment by Kevin Tarsa. May I remember this tender moment, that love is my guide always, shepherding me toward ways of openness and compassion. I have what I need, really, with love at my side, above me, below me, in front of me, behind me, inside every cell of me. Love infused everywhere. Just when the weight of the world I inhabit threatens to drop me in place and press my hope down into the ground beneath me, love invites me to rest for a gentle while and leads the center of my soul to the quiet, still, restoring waters nearby that somehow I had not noticed. And so, love quietly sets me once again on its tender and demanding path. Even when the walls close around me and the cries of death echo through untold corners, gripping my heart with fear and sadness, I know that all will be well, that I will be well when love whispers near to me, glints at the corner of my eye, rests with a gentle and persistent invitation upon my shoulders. Yes, love blesses me, even as the sources of my pain look on. Love blesses me from its infinite well, and I turn and notice that goodness and kindness and grace follow me everywhere I go. This morning, we hold in our hearts Barbara and Jonathan Sheline, who on March 10th welcomed their first grandchild, a boy, Anders Sheline Burgu, born to their son Sam and his wife Bettina Burgu. All in the family are doing well. Rich and Marta Bowen, who mourn the loss of Rich's father, John Bowen, 88 years old. John, a frequent visitor here to ERUUF, passed away peacefully at home on this past Monday, March 21st. We celebrate at this time the marriage of Heather Linton and Pete Eastman, who were married this past Tuesday, March 22nd. We also hold in our hearts the people of Ukraine and all those who are suffering. We also hold all those in love who celebrate victory, whose joy reminds us of life's hope and possibilities. And with the poet, we too affirm, I live in the house of love, love that will not let me go. I live in a house of love and always will. Amen.
I know this rose will open. I know my fear will burn away. I know my soul will unfurl its wings. I know this rose will open. I know this rose will open. I know my fear will burn away. I know my soul will unfurl its wings. I know this rose will open. I know this rose will open. I know this fear will burn away. I know my soul will unfurl its wings. I know this rose will open.
I live in a house of love. All will be well. Really? So this happened. Yesterday afternoon, I was pruning a long flower bed, and the work went quickly, and it was such a gorgeous day, right? I was out there having a wonderful time. But then as I was putting the clippings into the yard waste bin, somehow the bin slipped. I was pushing it, and it slipped, and anyway, the whole thing just reared back on its rear wheels, and I lost my balance, and I tipped forward. And the rim, we had a giant meeting of the minds. I slammed into the rim, and the rim slammed into me. And there was suddenly a whole lot of blood. It was really bad. It didn't hurt very much. It still doesn't, only if I smile or raise my eyebrows, which I'm not going to do. But even shallow head wounds bleed like crazy, and it was just all over my face and all over my clothes. Fortunately, the people who are building a house next door to us were there inspecting the progress on the construction site, and they came running right away. And they offered me very kind support, and they found my husband, who got towels and ice packs and water and disinfectant, and then he whisked me off to urgent care, where apparently if you're bleeding, they take you right away. And they found this big gash in my head that needed 7 stitches. So nothing was broken, nothing was impacted. I wasn't dizzy, I didn't lose consciousness, I wasn't nauseous. We just had a lot of laundry to do when we got home. Do you think it's ironic that this sermon is called All Will Be Well? I think so. Sermon illustration A, the preacher. I admit that yesterday I had a moment. All will be well? Really? I understand this to be true in a very deep way, but yesterday I also understood that there is a time to claim this and a time to shut up, even just to yourself about it. But this is what I do believe. Early on in my ministry here, when people would come to me with one big problem or another, or a whole messy knot of problems, I would listen, and we would consider things together from all different angles, and we would put together plans, and then at some point we would look at each other, knowing the risks, knowing what was at stake, knowing we might fail, and I would say what came to my mind, nevertheless. I just said, all will be well. I didn't really think about it. I would actually just say what was most true to me. I didn't notice even that I tended to say this fairly often until people started saying it with a little smile back to me before I could say it. All will be well. So whenever I've said this, I have not meant that the solution would be easy or that we even would know what it could possibly be. I didn't mean that we could bypass the great amounts of work that we had to do to make it okay. I didn't mean that the situation would somehow magically just correct itself. I just had this deep certainty, this deep, true confidence in the people around me and in our community, in life, and I believed in my bones, I still believe in my bones, that eventually, somehow, maybe in a way that we don't even know yet, things would work out. In part, I trust this because I do know that more than two things that are very different, can be true at the same time, right? You probably know this too. I see heads nodding. There are times when we give our project our very best effort, and then we're shocked when other people tell us it's not what they were expecting, or it's not up to par, or no, they can't use it, and we need to work on it some more. Or thank you, someone else will take over now. Or maybe at another time we try and help a friend or a family member only to have them misunderstand our offer, our good intentions. And sometimes we're able to work things out, And sometimes we get into a terrible, terrible mess and a terrible struggle. And sometimes it can impact our relationships really hard. Of course, these personal examples are very different in size and magnitude compared to something like a pandemic or Ukraine, the situation in Ukraine. Those COVID variants keep coming. Is this thing ever going to end? And Putin has threatened to use chemical and nuclear weapons. There's not much that could be more dire than a sociopath with that kind of capability, right? What deep assurance can we possibly have around these horrific kinds of threats? When I was a child, I thought often of people who had endured horrific threats. I had learned about the Holocaust with a little too much detail in the second grade. The phrase "never again" has tremendous resonance for me as a result. Learning about the Holocaust opened a place in me, not just in my mind, but really in my heart. And for most of my life, I've stayed open to the questions about how do you go on living in a world where such terrible things have happened, and they could happen again. Similarly, I think often and long have about people who lived in this country as enslaved people. How did they endure? When I went to Stagville for the first time, I very quickly felt as though I were standing on sacred ground. Stagville, if you don't know, is a local plantation, and it centers the lives of the people who were enslaved and tells the story of Stagville through their perspective. It's just stunning. Sacred ground, truly. I felt as though I wasn't alone, that we living people were not alone. I had the strong sense of the lives of the people who had lived there under the harshest, cruelest conditions, whose labor and freedom was stolen from them, whose lives were short and hard, who endured searing losses of family and health and comfort and creativity and personal agency and safety. People who somehow endured, so that when emancipation came, they were able to walk down what is now Highway 70 to create a new life in what is now East Durham. It's stunning to drive down that road and see the city unfolding before you, and to know that people walked that road with determination, with questions, with faith. And that in a relatively short time, they built a community, a thriving community with schools and churches, medical clinics, thriving small businesses, banking, insurance companies, restaurants, clubs, music, art, newspapers. How did these people hold on to their confidence, their love, their joy, their belief in what might be possible against all odds, against the Klan, against, at best, indifference, at worst, continuing theft and abuse by the larger culture around them, who couldn't see and didn't respect their full humanity, who couldn't see their souls? These people who nevertheless created a vibrant, flourishing culture until the government in the 60s built a highway through the middle of their community and defaulted once more on the promises made within our lifetimes. What enables people to keep on loving each other through so much horror, so that they can do such wondrous, impossible, amazing things? Yesterday, when I was so hurt and so bleeding, my Muslim neighbors came running to help me. And while I waited for my husband, I thanked them. Of course, they said, it's our duty. I was struck that they weren't helping me because, first of all, of a personal relationship, although they're very caring, but they were helping me because their faith teaches them the right, good things to do. And they hold themselves accountable to that. In my ministry here, I've tried to share the important things that our Unitarian Universalist faith offers to each and every one of us about how to live a good life, a proper life, a right life. We don't use that language, but it has something to offer us. For starters, our inherent worth and dignity comes in different packages. It comes out of different life experiences. Our faith says, love each other. Our differences are important, and if we bring them here, they cannot hurt us if we love each other and we respect each other. If we do our best to honor our promises, if we do our best to honor our spiritual covenants with each other. Our faith says that life unfolds continuously and sometimes in very unexpected ways. We may have setbacks, but the story isn't over. It goes on. The magical yet is one way of saying what religious liberals know, which is that the story is still unfolding. It's always unfolding. The world and the story as we envision it may not yet have happened. Lean in. Give it a try. You never know. Our faith tells us the truth matters. It is an ultimate concern. It's our reason can help us find the truth. They can help us discover the truth, discern the truth. More than one thing can be true at the same time. And we can put our truths in conversation with each other. But you can't BS the truth. Right? You just can't. And so there's an ultimate stop there. And that's what our faith offers us, is that place to stand, at that ultimate place to stop. So we're at our best as Unitarian Universalists when we show up for each other and we encourage each other and we challenge one another to be the best that we can be, sometimes with a question, sometimes with our own observation or our own truth that's very different from someone else's. And not to tear each other down, but to support each other and keep on going. And when we have the strength to hang in there together with respect across our differences, that is our best chance to experience how truly interconnected we are. There is nothing that you do that is about you that is not connected to me, is what we learn. We have a deep interconnection, and it extends beyond us to our whole community, and beyond our community to the world beyond our campus, to the whole world. And at times we do manage to have that ecstatic feeling, that wondrous, warm feeling of beloved community, of being more together than the sum of our parts. I love Julian of Norwich's story, and I respect her authentic experience. There's just something about it that thrills me. And her experience is not my own. When I say all will be well, it's a shorthand way of telegraphing the things that I know from my experience as a Unitarian Universalist. I trust in these things so deeply, so deeply. They're my faith. They would enable me to step into the unknown, to move forward into the unknown. I don't know, but I'm going. And I'm so thrilled when you're already there and you're going too. It's what enables me, maybe it enables you to face what's horrifying and terrifying and even stretch into that and find a way to navigate it even when it feels like there's no way. A significant part of the beauty and the goodness of our faith, I believe, is that we're at our best, I think. We're at our very best when we face these things together. The awful things, the joyful things. I'm looking at him cuddling his new baby up there. Those joyful things. None of us is alone. We are interconnected. That's the good news for this morning, friends. The story continues. But for now, amen. Ashe. Blessed be. When you love something, when you believe in it, when it supports your whole life, you support it with your time, your talent, and your treasure. So I want to echo Marietta and Michael. If you haven't yet made a generous pledge of support to this fellowship for the year beginning July 1st, please do so now. Somebody told us that they were astonished how quick it is to do that online. It's true, and you can do it right now if you have a phone. And I just also want to affirm, too, a pledge is an amount of money, but no amount is too small. Generosity really is about the condition of your heart. It's not the amount of your pledge. It's your heart. It's your love. So this year, as ERUUF is facing this exciting new chapter with a new lead minister, and as we renew and revitalize at this point in the pandemic, your support obviously is more important than ever. If you're able, I encourage you to consider increasing your pledge, maybe even by 10 or 15%, and consider it an investment in your values. Because in these times, our values need to be heard more than ever. So I want to invite the greeters to please come forward to circulate the plates and pass the good news of Unitarian Universalism as we do. My goodness. Oh my goodness. Wow. We give thanks. We give thanks for all the love and the commitment, the creativity, the joy that renews us in this community constantly. May it ever be so. Our final hymn this morning is Answering the Call of Love, and Jocelyn will lead us. The words will be on the screen. Would you rise, embody your spirit, and leave your masks on if you want to sing?
The promise of the Spirit, faith, hope, and love abide, and so every soul be blessed and made whole. The truth in our hearts is our guide.
Would you please maybe be seated? And our closing words are by Scott Taylor. He says, "We go out today with a trust in the tenderness that so often arrives to hold us in our pain, with a faith in a love that never ends and will never let us go, with confidence in the courage that arises from within, but often not of our own doing. We go remembering and believing that all will be well, all will be well, all manner of things will be well. Go in love, go in peace. Ashe. Amen. Blessed be."